October 14th, 2025, Washington, D.C. Homelander stands on top of the Vought International Tower, cape billowing, laser eyes scanning the horizon. He's the most powerful superhero on Earth. He's also deeply, clinically unstable. He drinks human milk on camera and calls it a brand moment. Other supes fear him, the CIA fears him, his own handlers fear him. Now, consider a different scenario. Imagine a public appearance in Brussels where a protector throws a water bottle. Homelander vaporizes the man on live television, then smiles at the camera and adjusts his collar. NATO's Emergency Council convenes within the hour. 30 member nations vote unanimously. The alliance that survived the Cold War, 2 world wars, and 40 years of nuclear brinkmanship has decided Homelander is a threat requiring immediate military response. So what happens when the world's most powerful superhero faces off against the world's most powerful military coalition? Here's the thing about Homelander. He's not just strong, he's a walking weapon platform who's never once faced a consequence in his life. That distinction matters enormously here. The strategic doctrine underpinning NATO's response assumes conventional military superiority over any non-state actor. The organization's entire historical framework rests on technological advantage, force projection, and the ability to saturate a battle space with overwhelming firepower. Every conflict they've engaged with since 1949 followed this pattern. Numerical superiority, air dominance, advanced weapon systems. The problem emerging on October 14th is that every single assumption collapses when confronted with an individual who operates outside conventional physics. Standard military planning trees don't account for opponents who can process tactical information faster than electronic sensors can detect them. 6 a.m. Raff, Lakenheath, England. NATO scrambles a combined air package, 8 F-35s from 3 different nations. Each carries AIM-120D AMRAAM missiles with active radar guidance, 50-pound warheads capable of Mach 4 speeds and 40G turns. The pilots launch from beyond visual range, 16 missiles converging from separate vectors. Homelander watches them coming with mild curiosity. He doesn't dodge, he doesn't flinch, he just hovers there. In the show, Homelander tanked a direct strike from a Hellfire missile and walked away without a scorch mark. His skin has resisted everything Vought and the US government ever tested against him, including classified compound weapons that don't officially exist. The AMRAAMs detonate against his chest like party poppers. He floats in the smoke looking genuinely annoyed. Not hurt, annoyed. He turns his laser vision on 3 of the jets in sequence. Each one becomes a fireball at 30,000 feet. The other pilots break formation and run. He doesn't chase them. He doesn't need to. The air defense failure triggers an immediate escalation protocol. Command centers across NATO territory begin executing contingency plans that were drawn up for entirely different threat scenarios. Tank battalions mobilize from garrison positions across Central Europe. Artillery units receive targeting coordinates. The theoretical becomes operational within 90 minutes. 7 a.m. NATO's Rapid Reaction Force deploys to a field outside Cologne, Germany. 800 soldiers, German Leopard 2 tanks, French Caesar self-propelled howitzers firing 155mm shells at Mach 3, British AS-90s adding to the barrage. The combined firepower would flatten a reinforced urban district in minutes. Here's the problem. None of it matters at all. In the show, Homelander flies at speeds that cover hundreds of miles in seconds. He hears a heartbeat from miles away. He processes threats before most humans even register them. The artillery shells burst against him and fall as scrap metal. Soldiers watch their tracer rounds simply stop and drop when they reach him, like bugs hitting a windshield. He lands in the center of the formation. One Leopard tank fires a DM-63 Sabot round point blank, tungsten at Mach 5, 12 megajoules of kinetic energy. He catches it, actually catches it, examines it for a second, then crushes it into a wad the size of a golf ball and drops it on the ground. That was a mistake. He vaporizes the tank's barrel with a 2-second burst of laser vision and moves on. He doesn't kill the soldiers. Not yet. He's performing. This is still a show for him. The casualty count reaches 47 dead and 112 wounded during this engagement. Every single injury stems from collateral damage or friendly fire incidents rather than direct contact with Homelander himself. He demonstrates explicit control over his destructive capability. He could have killed everyone in that field within seconds. Instead, he chose to disable equipment while leaving the humans alive. That restraint carries profound psychological weight. It signals that the outcome of any confrontation has already been determined before the first shot fires. 8:30 a.m. The Pentagon Crisis Room is feeding live satellite footage to every NATO defense minister simultaneously. They see one man disassembling a combined arms battalion like he's bored at a county fair. Someone raises the Vought files. Classified testing data from 2019 shows Compound 5 saturates every cell in Homelander's body at levels roughly 60 times higher than any other soup ever dosed. His physical strength benchmarks off every scale they tried. His laser vision reaches temperatures exceeding 15,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. His flight speed and open-air testing hit Mach 2.5 before the instruments stopped tracking. And here's what makes all of that irrelevant by itself. He's also invulnerable to the precise degree that nothing NATO currently fields was ever designed to touch him. M829A4 armor-piercing rounds were designed to defeat Russian composite armor, not whatever Vought put inside this man's skeleton. A French Rafale drops a GBU-49 enhanced paveway, 900 pounds of precision-guided explosive. The blast radius swallows a city block. Homelander emerges from the smoke cloud adjusting his hair. The scariest part is that he's smiling now. 10 a.m. NATO invokes Article 5. Every member nation is formally at war with one person. The USS Gerald Ford carrier strike group repositions in the North Sea. Tomahawk cruise missiles, BGM-109 Block 4 variants, 1,000 pounds of PBXN-107 explosive each, 12 launched simultaneously. They close in from 12 different bearings at 500 miles per hour. Homelander hovers over the North Sea and waits. He lets them come. In this show, Homelander once told a room full of senators that he could level every city on the eastern seaboard before anyone could scramble a response. He wasn't exaggerating. He was describing logistics. The Tomahawks detonate in a ring around him. The combined blast force would sink a destroyer. He drifts through the smoke and turns his attention toward the carrier. His laser vision cuts a line across the flight deck from 4 miles away. Steel vaporizes in a clean surgical path. Then he stops. He wants them to see him stop. He wants them to understand he chose to stop. That distinction is the whole point for him. But here's the problem. NATO has one option left that they genuinely consider. The B-61-12 tactical nuclear gravity bomb. Deployed from an F-35, dial a yield capability ranging up to 50 kilotons, 11 Hiroshimas. The discussion lasts 4 minutes before the German chancellor ends it. Detonating a nuclear weapon over the North Sea kills the UK, Denmark, and half of Norway. And nobody in that room actually believes it would work anyway. In the comics and the show both, the government's entire Homelander containment strategy was never about force. It was about leverage, his psychology, his need for approval. Raw firepower was never on the table as a real option. They knew. They just had to exhaust every other idea before admitting it.